Hello and welcome to Smaulgld's Foreign Holdings of U.S. Treasury Securities Update for the month of June 2017. China is now back on top, passing Japan as the top U.S. Treasury security holder. Foreigners continue Treasury buying Binge in June as Redollarization continues. China adds $44 billion of treasuries in June. Saudi Arabia, UK, Switzerland, and India boost U.S. Treasury holdings again in June. Russia cut their holdings slightly for the first time all year, and Mexico, however, continues to dump its Treasury positions. Let's take a look at what happened. Ever since the election of Donald Trump, the foreign holdings of U.S. Treasury securities have been on an upward trajectory. Foreign holdings of U.S. Treasuries grew $176 billion from November 2016 to June 2017. Who's buying? First and foremost, China. China added $44 billion worth of U.S. Treasury securities in June, and their Treasury security holdings are up nearly $100 billion since November 2016. Who else? Brazil, Switzerland, United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, India, and others. Saudi Arabia is quite an interesting case. In April 2016, Saudi Arabia threatened to dump its U.S. Treasury holdings if the U.S. Congress passed that 9/11 bill. Congress passed the bill in 2016 in September. President Obama vetoed it, and Congress promptly overrode that veto. It was on September 28, 2016. However, since September 2016, Saudi Arabian U.S. Treasury holdings have increased 53.4 billion from 89.4 billion to 142.8 billion in June. Take a look here. There's Saudi Arabia at 100 billion. This chart is from November to June, and they're up to 142.8 billion. So 42.7 billion since Donald Trump was elected, and 53.4 billion up since September when they made the 9/11 bill pass. Brazil up 11 billion in holding U.S. Treasury since November 2016. Switzerland up 14.2 billion, UK up 21.5 billion, and India up 11.6 billion. Who's selling? Mexico. Last month we noted that Mexico is dumping treasuries, and they have been dumping treasuries ever since Donald Trump announced his candidacy for presidency. They shed another 6.6 billion of U.S. treasuries in June. They are now down from January 2015 from 85.8 million all the way down to 32.3 billion. They are a large seller of U.S. treasuries. Here's a chronology of a Trump dump. When he announced for presidency, Mexico had 86.3 billion. When he won the New Hampshire primary, they had 72.2 billion. When he won the nomination in July 2016, they had 48.3 billion. And now he's been president 7 or 8 months, and they have 32.3 billion. Russia was a seller in June, but they have been a buyer really since 2 years ago when they started to rebuild their U.S. Treasury position after selling off a good portion of them due to sanctions. Now, we may see Russia begin to sell down its portfolio again as there's a new round of sanctions. But Russia, you have to remember, never really has or had a lot of U.S. Treasuries simply because it doesn't do a lot of trade with the U.S. It's had issues with the U.S., so its Treasury holdings are never that great. Contrast Russia, which has over 10 times the amount of treasuries. Russia trades with the United States, so China has a much tighter relationship with the United States, a much larger economy than Russia, a much more diverse economy than Russia, and therefore it has more U.S. treasuries. But still, Russian treasuries since the election of Trump are up 28.3 billion despite June's decline. U.S. dollar index. This is one I like to show a lot. People are talking about the dollar's been falling since Trump's been elected. Well, that makes treasuries cheaper to buy. Remember, if you buy them in a home currency and you're buying dollars, well, the dollar is cheaper now, so you can buy treasury securities. But you can see, even with the drop, the U.S. dollar index is higher than at any point during QE. This is the QE period right here. Right here, 2008 to 2014. When they ended QE, the dollar index rose and has remained high, although looks like a technical point here they could break and the dollar could end up back down to its QE levels. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That about does it. Please remember to subscribe to Smaulgld.com. You can do that by entering in your email address up at the top here and get updates. Subscribe to this YouTube. Please like it, share it. And also, I'm new on VidMe, so please remember to follow there. And also, if you're interested in buying precious metals, it's not investment advice, but you can do so through the links below and on the Smaulgld site at BJSC, Golden Eagle Coin, SD Bullion, and Money Metals Exchange. And you pay no more, no less than if you visited those sites directly. So if you do buy there, Smaulgld gets a small commission. Also, if you're interested in trading cryptocurrencies and you don't have an account, you can do so through the site. You can open up a Coinbase account and get $10 worth of free Bitcoin when you buy $100 worth of Bitcoin on the Coinbase platform. And Smaulgld also gets $10 worth of free Bitcoin. Again, not investment advice to go out and buy cryptocurrencies, but you can buy Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum on Coinbase. And if you want to store your cryptocurrencies, you can do so on the Ledger Nano wallet, which is also available for sale through the Smaulgld site below and also on the site. Click on the banner. They cost about €60, and then you can pull your cryptocurrencies off the exchanges and store them, the private keys, yourself. So thank you very much for listening, and we will be back again the next couple of days. Thank you.